It's Thursday morning already again. Okay. Welcome. Texas Thursday call. Today we're going to focus on leveling up, right? Last week we focused on other stuff. This week we're going to focus on leveling up. Before we jump into that, those of you who like to know our numbers, like to track how we're doing, I want to give you those numbers so you have them for your data. Okay. So agent count in Texas, like our group that we're talking about here, 75 agents. And of those 75 agents, you guys, 40% of those agents have been here 2 or more years. So number one, I love that because in Austin, we just celebrated our 5-year anniversary yesterday. And I love the people who have been here 2 or more years because these are the people who have paved the way for the rest of us to succeed at the level we are succeeding at. And man, that's awesome. And that feels good. So congrats to everybody who's on our team, 75 agents, and especially the ones that have been here 2 or more years. It's amazing. You guys are building actually really big businesses, way bigger than I ever built in my first 2 years. 840 units closed year to date, 840 units closed year to date. That means we sell a house in Texas every 9 hours. Every 9 hours, somebody from our group is closing on a house. We have closed volume of 247 million closed year to date. We're knocking on the door of 250 million. We're averaging a $294,000 price point right now, 294,000 average. Closing gross commission income, that's revenue for a company, 6.75 million, obviously the highest it's ever been. And what's important about that is we're a 50-50 split company, right? Or, depending on what the value proposition is something very similar to that. That's $3.3 million back to our agents. That's the number that we should all be proud about. Pending volume, that's the number we talk about. Okay, great. It's awesome that all these things already happened. It's awesome that we closed business, but are we keeping up? Are we adding more pendings or are we slowing down? And the answer is we're not slowing down. We have $60 million pending right now. You guys have $60 million pending. We have 120 listings right now that we're carrying. And I love, what Ben always says? He says, say the right thing, say it enough times, have enough people to say it to, so that you can master leads, listings, leverage, right? And that's what it's all about. So last week we talked about vision for our life. Today we're going to talk about leveling up. Jordan and Valencia are on our call. If you want to unmute yourselves, ladies, they've been working on something pretty special. And I think they're ready to share with you guys a little side project that they've been working on that's pretty exciting. Ladies, just take the floor and you guys kind of present what you've been working on and then how it benefits our people and all of that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Adelina. Hey guys, coming to you from Phoenix. I'm at a conference right now. And wanted to jump on. I'm so excited to share this with you. You guys have gotten to know Valencia a little bit through our Texas Power Ups. And if you have been on, you know that she handles objections like a boss. And so she is an inside sales agent for our team, which is kind of a unicorn in the place world. We don't have a whole lot of them. And so she has been getting numerous requests for one-on-one help with getting on the phones from those of you who are just really excited to jump on expireds and for sell by owners and prospect, or even if it's just, hey, I want to be more effective at my open houses, right? And we're getting to a point, or she's getting to a point where she's really needing to do some one-on-one training. And of course, anytime we're taking somebody's time like that, we want to make sure we're reimbursing for that time. So Valencia has been with our organization for almost 4 years. Coming up in February will be 4 years with the Davis team. And she is trained by Anna Kruger, who is the national leading ISA coach that has done one-on-one training with her for probably around 18 months now. Very skilled in scripts. And last year alone, she set 250 appointments for our team. And so she is she has created a program where she can help individuals on a one-on-one basis. And so V, I will let you take it away with telling a little bit about your program.
Awesome. Thanks, Jordan. Thank you, Adelina. Good morning, Texas. I'm so excited to be with you guys this morning. As Jordan stated, many agents have actually came and sat with me with all the same problem. They've hit a ceiling in their business where all of the activity is there, but the results just aren't. So we've actually taken time to create a solution for you guys to help you build the skills to convert those conversations that you're already having. As Jordan stated, we'll work together for only 12 weeks in one-on-one coaching on not only what you, but how you're saying it. And I'll share with you just how I set 253 appointments last year. Now, that number is only impressive if you know that the year before that, I had actually only set 96 appointments. And right now, you're probably thinking, well, duh, V, you're supposed to set that many appointments. You're a full-time ISA. And I 100% agree with you. I don't write offers, show houses, and I've never negotiated repairs. But just think, what if you set just half of those appointments? How would that show up in your business? My high C's, you're really going to love me for the next 2 minutes. D's, hang tight. I promise it'll be worth it. So for the sake of easy math, let's just say I only set 250 appointments. If you, a full-time agent and part-time ISA, set 125 of those appointments, and we'll say that half of those actually kept, signed, and closed, and at $4,000 a transaction, you'd make roughly $250,000 more in your business from setting half of the appointments I did. So tell me, is investing $500 a month for 3 months worth it? And the best part is, the absolutely best part is that after our 12-week relationship, it's over. There's no awkward ending of, hey, it's not you, it's me. You don't have to hear any of that. You get to graduate and go be great. That's all I have for you, Texas. And I sure hope you think about it and take advantage and shoot me an email, valencia@yourdavisteam.com to get your next steps. Thanks again, Adelina.
Hey, Valencia, will you put your email in the chat?
Yes, ma'am.
So, Texas, a lot of what our decision was on this program, and we'd love your feedback, is a lot of times, like with MAPS, you enter a coaching relationship. I did this for helping with listing conversion. And then after 4 months, I feel like I had really, transitioned and mastered that. So then it was time to move on from that coach. And that was an awkward conversation. And she wanted to continue to coach me. It was very like, but then you look at like a language of sales, which is a 3 or 4 month program. And the challenge with that is it's not one-on-one. You're not getting feedback. You may think you're doing the activity, but maybe you're not, and you're not getting the feedback because it's a group coaching setting. So this kind of alleviates both of those and puts those together.
Jordan, who's the right candidate for coaching with Valencia? How many spots does she have? Like I know she's got a full-time job. Valencia, we know that, and we're so excited to have this opportunity for you to help some of us.
So she will only be taking 3 clients at a time through the 12-week program. And so there's only 3 spots available right now. I know Adelina has kind of raised her hand for one of them for her people. So it's $500 a month. And some expansion partners have said that they would match that, or they would pay for half of that. So that's certainly something you'd want to talk to your expansion partner with. And yes, you can reserve round 2. Gassos, I just saw your comment. Valencia is going to have a contract, and the first month's deposit will hold your spot. But yes, she's only doing 3 at a time, and she's currently only going out to place. So you guys get to take advantage of the opportunity first. I feel like you asked me another question. I didn't answer it, Adelina.
Who's the right person for
Oh,
them?
yes. So ideally, somebody who has closed 12 units, is comfortable with contracts, is at that point in their business. So we want 12 plus units, but if you're looking to go from 1 to 2 to 4 a month, or you're really looking, hey, I set my goals to go from 4 to 6 a month, this would be a great program for you, because you would be adding, maybe adding a source of lead generation like expireds or for sale by owners that you aren't super confident in. You would be adding that and working on that skill set. And as you let Valencia know in your assessment, you would let her know, like, this is specifically yes, I want to learn it all, and specifically for sell by owners, or what I'm wanting to capture this year. Maybe it's just converting better at open houses, right? And so how do we have, the program's called Converting Conversations.
Okay. And is this something that like Valencia is just going to like wake up in the morning and decide like, okay, this is going to be the content for the day? Or is this something that she's documented?
Yeah, there's a program, and she'll send it out to everybody on the Power Up of what the program entails. Valencia, do you want to talk about some of the subjects that will be discussed?
Sure thing. It is already detailed out, Adelina. And in the weeks to come, we'll discuss quality call openers, stumping the stall, overcoming objections at a high level, and just truly nailing down the conversions to convert the conversations you're already having. So all the aspects, the basic order of a conversation, and that's pretty much it.
But I don't want to lead y'all astray. This isn't like you're going to report homework, check, done, and move on. Valencia is going to listen to live calls for you guys. Like, it's going to be very intense, and you're going to get a high level of feedback. So just be ready and be prepared for that, because there's vulnerability in that. And this is exactly what she does with her coach. But the beauty in it is there's so much you do on those calls that you don't realize you say, do, don't go that next level, etc.
I love that. I love that. Definitely leveling up. So if leveling up is really like on your 2021 plan, that's really the thing for you. If you're still like learning the very basics, like that's what launch is for. That's what many of our like productivity coaches like in-house are for. Like you are, you need to learn real estate. Like Valencia, once you learn real estate, Valencia's program is there for like, okay, let's level up now. And you know what? Like, we're going to learn so much through this program, Valencia. I mean, I know this is a great opportunity for you, but it's also a great opportunity for all of us to see like what a difference that could do for somebody. So very cool. Very cool. Well, speaking of leveling up, guys, you guys sent in some really good, like kind of objections that have really just been stumping you. Like you are, you're good, but you're not masterful with these objection handlers. And what's happening is it's showing up in our appointments, right? Like our appointments are down for a lot of people. Now, if your appointments are up, you're the exception. High five. You should probably be contributing to the objection handlers this morning. So the first objection handler that I heard that we need to work on is buyers. Let's start with the buyer. I'm going to wait till next spring. If that's something that you're really good at objection handling, just like we do on the Chris call, there's a little button that says reactions, and you just click raise hand. Or no, never mind. I don't know how you do it. Somebody tell me how you do it. Jordan, do you know how to do it? There's a raise hand option on here.
Yeah, I was just looking that up. I am on my phone, so I'm not sure there is. But if you go into tap the screen and click more, you can even go into chat. If you have a way that you handle that objection and you'd like to raise your hand or whatever.
Yeah, just tell us in chat or whatever. We'll figure out how to get you on here. But okay, so what are you guys saying? Like the ones that like feel really masterful about this, I am going to wait until next spring. Buyer.
And our idea with this, guys, is
that Elizabeth. Here we go. Bam, Elizabeth. I'm going to wait till spring.
Okay, great. Like I understand a lot of people want to wait till spring because they think that the market will be better. Is that what your thoughts are?
I mean, I feel like right now, number one is the holidays. Number two, like, the market's like just so hot. I don't know, like I don't want to deal with it.
Okay, well, just so you know, the market has gone up 4.9% this last year, and the year before that was 4%. It's probably not going to be going down in the future. So if you want a good price, it's pretty much going to be now. Is there another reason that you're wanting to wait till the spring?
Like interest rates are already like low. I think they're going to go lower.
Okay, well, the lenders that I work with actually have said in the next 3 to 6 months, they're expected to go up. They're kind of artificially low right now because of coronavirus and the election. And, who knows what happens in the future? Maybe they will go down. But we're already, my clients are already getting approved for 2.6 to 3%, which is the lowest I've seen in my career. And I believe it's the lowest in the United States ever. So really the only direction they can go is up, or at least that's what I would put my money on. Is there any other objections, or is there any other reason that you want to wait until the spring?
I've just started looking.
Okay, well, that's no problem. I know a lot of people just, spend their nights, swiping on Zillow, left, right on houses that they love. If there was one that popped up that you absolutely loved, would you want to go take a look?
I mean, maybe.
Maybe. Okay. And that's the reason I'm asking is because that actually happens a lot. Once you start getting the mindset of, hey, I want to buy soon, you start looking at houses a little bit differently. And you might see one pop up that you don't want to lose an opportunity on. Do you want to see if what you qualify for right now?
I mean, it sounds like a lot of like work and a lot of pressure to like get pre-approved.
So the nice thing is right now, I'm just asking you to see if you wanted to have a conversation with a lender. You don't have to pull your credit or anything. It's just a conversation so they can kind of see roughly where you're at to know if you need to do a little bit more work or if really you can afford a house right now. Would that be something that would be helpful to you, just that conversation?
Yeah, I could see how that would be beneficial, but like right now there's like no inventory, and I just feel like in the spring there will be just so many more houses available to look at.
You're totally right. There's way more to choose from in the springtime. There's also a lot more buyers. So normally in the spring is whenever we get into crazy multiple offer situations and you're having to really go above and beyond and stretch your budget to get the home you want. In the wintertime, mostly everyone that has their home for sale right now needs to sell. So there's a lot of opportunity to actually get either a deal or just not compete with as many buyers. Are you okay with being in a big competition? Do you have a lot of cash to play around with?
No, I don't.
And the reason I bring it up is just because this happens kind of every year to me. For me, my clients get really discouraged in the springtime because they'll lose 3-4 offers. We'll try our hardest and just aren't getting any. So I just kind of want to make sure to set that expectation that it's, while there are more homes.
This is like the highest I've ever seen the prices. Like I just feel like they're gonna come down at some point.
The last 20 years would say that's not correct. They've only gone down 2 years out of the last 20 and then immediately actually doubled in value several years after that. So I wouldn't wait for a bubble to pop just because you might be waiting a while.
Well, I mean, I guess I could just rent until then.
Remember, if home prices increase, that means property taxes increase, which means landlords will also have to raise their prices. So rents are also going to go up alongside with the market.
Okay.
What other?
That was very good. Oh my gosh. You just went with it and I just kept going. Dang, you are good. Okay. That's how you would want to sound. Elizabeth, how long have you been with us now? Just FYI, like.
Been licensed 4 years, been with Sarissa the whole time, technically BKT since 2017.
Okay, excellent. Okay, very cool. So proud of like your skill set. So proud to be in business with you. That's awesome. Would anybody else add a different perspective to any of those objection handlers that needed to be handled on the buy side? Because we get those that come in as team leads, right? We get those at open houses. Like these are common objections. Anything you would say differently?
You actually touched on this, Elizabeth, but one of the things that I like to make sure people understand is you do have to get out in front of appreciation, right? Like that's a major deal. Even if rates were to go down and even if there was more inventory, you're going to end up paying sometimes 10, 20% more for the same amount of house, you know. And
First, I wanted me to do the visual. This I stole from Gary Keller. It's not mine, but it's his. Okay, tell me when I'm at the bottom. You missed it. Like, there's no way to know, like to plan the market.
Yep. Right on. Okay. Going once, twice. Okay. On the buyer trend, just for one more second, here's what I've been hearing a lot of. You guys are at open houses. Everybody has an agent. Everybody. I mean, you get 10 people walking in, 9.9 of them have an agent already. That's what they say. And then you are stumped. Those of you who aren't stumped, what is it that you do or say at these open houses when you get that reaction? Or do you just let them go? It's like, whatever, they're already signed with somebody.
Can you please sign your agent's name here in the signing sheet?
There you go. Thank you, Maribel. Let's make sure that they actually have an agent, because it is usually a brush off, just like we go into a store and we say that, you know, we're not looking, which, why did I even walk into the store if I'm not going to buy anything? Obviously, I'm going to buy.
Adelina, who are you working with?
Elizabeth Gassos. You know, she's my friend.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, love that. And have you already met with Elizabeth to talk about the market and what's going on in the market, interest rates, and how it could save you a ton of money, or talk to you about lenders who could save you a ton of money by working with a team or a group that has more options like that?
I mean, I know her from like church.
Okay. All right. And have you guys already met to go over a buyer consultation to talk about the home buying process?
No, I'm not real familiar with that.
Okay. Can I tell you a little bit about what concerns me about that?
Yeah.
You know, Adelina, a lot of people get into real estate and the average agent sells 12 homes. Our team sells 200 a year. And what that means is, because of our size, we're able to offer different benefits that others are not. I understand that Elizabeth is your friend, and yet if you guys haven't sat together to go over what's going on in the market, what would it really cost you to spend 15 minutes with me? No obligation, but spend 15 minutes with me and go over what's going on in the market, and also what different lenders can offer you and some exclusive benefits of our team. Would you be at least open to that?
I would maybe feel like I'd love the information, but you know, I would feel like I'm letting Elizabeth down. I mean, I've gone to church with her for 15 years.
Sure, I understand. You feel like you would let Elizabeth down. And yet I understand. I would worry that Elizabeth is letting you down, that she hasn't met with you to have a formal buyer consultation and really inform you about what's going on in the market. So you're wasting time and money right now. Would you just meet with me for 15 minutes? We'll talk about everything. If you decide not to move forward, we'll part as friends. But if we can work out a win-win, maybe even with a referral fee to Elizabeth, so she wins and you win, would that be something you'd be open to?
Can you just email it to me?
I really can. I'd like to go over everything with you, and the market is so fluid. I'd love to go over it in person so that I can explain what's going on in the market and make sure I'm educating people that I may end up working with.
Okay.
Would today at 2 or 4 be better?
Yeah, like I could stop by right after the open house if you wanted. Yeah, okay, got it. Okay, yeah, you just kept hammering the same nail over and over.
And it's a lot of questions. So it's not defensive. It's not telling. It's questions. Have you met with Elizabeth? Has Elizabeth explained the market to you? Now I'm creating doubt with questions.
Got it. Right on. Right on. Anybody else? Handling it differently, saying anything else? When people are coming to your open house and they say they have an agent, at least what I've been hearing from my agents is, well, that's an ethical conversation. We can't have that like ethical conversation because they're already working with another agent.
Only if they've signed. Have you guys met and signed? Have you had a buyer consultation and signed? Yeah. Everybody knows an agent. It doesn't mean they're going to work with them.
Thank you. I wanted somebody to say that. Everybody knows an agent, you guys. There's over 2 million of them in the United States. There's like thousands in every state and in every city.
Also, perhaps they met an agent at an open house and they're sending them listings. And so they're saying they're working with an agent. But the only steps that's been taken is that they met them in an open house, they got their email, and they're sending them listings. That doesn't mean they have an agent.
Okay. Everybody pretty like please, if there's something else in there, like make sure that you like bring it up now. Because what I don't want is you guys go to your open houses, you have 10 people show up, 9.9 of them have an agent, and then you feel like open houses don't work, right? Because we know that open houses work, right? Like a lot of us built our businesses on open houses. All right, I love it. Thank you, Jordan. Let's switch gears to sellers really quick. We have just like a couple minutes left. You know, I'd want to move. But you know, there's nothing for me to buy right now. There's nothing for me to choose from. So like, I'm just, you know, I'd like to move, but there's nothing else I can buy for this money. Nobody gets that objection?
Adeline, I appreciate that. And inventory is definitely low. It's the thing that's going to drive your sales price to where you have the most equity to work with once you sell. And the good thing about working with a team like mine is we actually prospect daily for more inventory for our sellers. We actually have access to a whole list of properties that aren't on market right now. So we actually have some in our back pocket that we could show you as soon as we have a signed agreement.
Yeah, but I don't know if I want to wait. I just feel like, I'll wait until after the holidays are over. And you can just call me then. I'd sell, but not right now.
Yeah, well, we can do that. And that is something that we can talk about. Your timeline is our timeline. And ultimately, our goal is to get you the most amount of money for your home. Is that something that you're into as well?
Well, yeah, but then I'm really scared that there's not going to be any inventory afterwards. So I'm just thinking after the holidays, people are going to put their house on the market just like me.
Yeah, totally. And there are people who are waiting till after the holidays. And, there probably will be more inventory. There's also going to be more buyers out there, right? And so what we're finding is with our spring market and even our fall market being delayed because of coronavirus, we're seeing people put properties on the market every single day. I can assure you that when we get you set up on an inventory alert, you can see all of the properties that are hitting the market. There's going to be some that you fall in love with, even just from the pictures. So honestly, Adelina, that's not something I'm really worried about. I'm sure we can find you a house that you love. What would be most important to us is that you get the most amount of equity out of your current property and you get the best terms for the one that you're buying. And that's really why we wanted to swing by, take a look at your current property, let you know how much equity you have. We actually have a few programs that we can use for someone in your situation that could even get you out in front of that. You could even find the house you want to buy and then sell your current home. And so we've got a few ways to help you do that. All I wanted to do is swing by and talk to you for 15 minutes. I've got some time today at 4 or tomorrow at 2. Which of those would be better for you?
Okay, so we're just going to talk about options, right?
That's correct.
Okay. All right. Yeah, today. Okay, got it. Perfect.
Perfect.
Thank you for
And
that.
Adeline, I'm going to go ahead and consider this our confirmation. If for some reason, it's unlikely, right? But if for some reason something were to change, could you pick up the phone and give me a call?
Yes,
Perfect.
I can do that.
Okay, great. See you today at 2.
Okay, perfect. I'm getting a lot of the holiday stuff, feedback from you guys. I'm getting a lot of, I don't want to compete in this market because it's such a seller's market. While they're winning on the seller side, they feel like they're losing on the buying side. So I'm getting a lot of that right now. Like it's messing with your head is what I'm saying.
Another thing that Gary said recently is the market you sell in is always the market you buy in. So, if we wait for inventory to go up and we wait for interest rates to go up, you could potentially get, less equity out of your home comparatively, and then end up getting less home on the end. Is that really what you want?
No, I want to win on all sides. Got it. Jordan, you had, can you handle that objection? If I said, yeah, so, I mean, let's just go ahead and overprice. I wouldn't say overprice. Let's go ahead and price it like up here and just test the market. Let's see what happens.
Adelina, can I tell you what concerns me about that?
Yeah, it doesn't sound concerning to me, but okay.
Absolutely. So in this market, it's either feast or famine. In fact, most of our properties are getting multiple offers and selling in the first weekend. The ones that don't and sit on the market for 2 to 4 weeks are usually getting around 95 to 97% of asking price. People come in and offer low because if it's on the market more than even just a couple of weeks in this market, what do you think buyers are coming in and saying when they see everything else is selling in 3 days and this one's been on the market 14? What do you think they're saying?
something's wrong with this. Price
what's
is
wrong with it, right? So they almost come in looking at this home going, what's wrong with it? And then we have to end up settling for an offer that's probably going to be close to what we were going to sell it at anyway, but maybe it's an FHA or it's a contingent offer. And so you end up with less favorable terms. Can we talk about what a really cool ideal situation would be?
Yeah.
In an ideal environment, we would price it right. We would do our extreme marketing plan and tons of open houses, generate you multiple offers where we can get above asking price. And then we would generate multiple offers, and then you could pick the offer that you feel like would best suit you. Many of my sellers are getting cash offers. How would a cash offer sound to you?
I mean, that sounds good.
Yeah, full price cash offers. I think I have 3 sellers that are currently under contract with full price cash offers. And the challenge with pricing it over what the market states is that an appraiser is going to do the same analysis you and I just went through. And that's what they're going to justify to the bank as far as what the buyer can borrow. But even with a cash offer, they don't have to meet appraisal. Or if we get multiple offers, we can present those multiple offers to the appraiser and they're more likely to side in our favor.
I like that. Okay. Sounds like a good plan. Hope you guys got some of these key words, key phrases that Jordan and Casey used. These were super key. Last one I want to jump into, guys, is the one I keep hearing a lot from you guys. You're calling a for sale by owner, or you're calling an expired, and you're having a good conversation, and then they hit you with like the one that says, bring me a buyer and I'll pay you a commission. Just bring me a buyer.
Amanda, are you on this call? I would like you to handle this. Amanda Benoit. Or Valencia.
Or Valencia. Whoever wants to go, unmute. And
or Brian. We just took and listed and sold a few for sale by owners just recently. We've been working on this. Brian, Amanda, or Valencia.
Well, hey, Adeline, thanks for taking my call. I know that you just want a buyer. Tell me what's important to me just bringing you a buyer.
Well, I mean, like, that's all I need is a buyer. I would have sold it last time if I would have had a buyer.
Yeah, of course. I understand completely. What has you selling it by yourself anyways?
You know, I think, you know, the market's so hot right now. All I need is one buyer and then I'll save half the commission.
Yeah, you're 100% correct. You would save half the commission. And tell me, Adelina, if there was 2, auctions on the same street, and one auction had 100 people, and the second auction on the other end of the street had 400 people, which auction do you think would make the most money that day?
Probably the one with more people.
Yeah, of course. And why do you think that auction would make the most money?
I mean, it's just how it works.
Yeah, that is just how it works. And so not to say that you as a for sale by owner can't sell your house by yourself, but me working with an agency, we could generate more traffic. That means we can get more eyes on your home, even from out of state and even around your city and out of the state, which means we could drive the price up and truly create that auction effect to get a better price for your home. So me just bringing you a buyer actually shortchange your income when I could actually work for you and make you more money by you working for our agency. Now, I know the commission is an issue for it. What exactly about the commission bothers you most?
Well, I just think it's a lot of money that's going to be coming from my pocket.
Yeah, of course. And when you say a lot of money, what number did you have in mind?
I mean, you know, I have a $500,000 house, and I mean, you know, the listing side is, you know, gosh, $15,000. That's a lot of money. I mean, that $15,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah, of course. And with that $15,000, you do know that the whole commission only goes half to us and half to the buyer's agent. So when can we get together and discuss the finances so you can understand exactly how much you will pay us, how much the buyer's agent will pay, and how much you'll walk away with once we sell your home?
Well, I mean, I appreciate that, but it's already on Zillow. I mean, it's already on Zillow. I mean, I'm doing the same thing you guys would be doing.
Yeah, essentially, but you're only getting about 100 views. Remember the auction we just talked about? Our team could generate over 400 sets of eyes on your property. So would you want to let it sit on Zillow and let the same 100 people see it over and over again, or give us the opportunity to make you more money by driving up the traffic on the property?
Okay, you got me, Valencia.
Okay, great. When can we meet, Adelina? Today at 3 or tomorrow at 4?
But today at 3.
Great.
I'd go for it. Like, I think you've driven the hammer to where I got it. Like, I got it. Go to work for me. That was key. Like, the second you said that, like, my little heart just went pitter patter, and I was like, ooh, I kind of like how that feels. All right. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. You brave souls out there who just raised your hand and said, I hope this helps you just a little bit. Like, if it helps you just set one more appointment, 2 more appointments a week, that would be just pretty spectacular. Continue sending objections that you hear that you are just not mastering. We've got so many people on this call, like some of you that didn't share this morning, that I know you guys are really stellar. And those of you who are really brave to share in front of all of your peers in Texas. Appreciate that.
Hey,
Jordan,
Adelina.
yes.
Yeah, I was coaching with 2 of our agents, and they are working on for sale by owners for next year, and they're finding it defeating now that they're getting in and calling. And when I asked them, how many for sale by owners do you have in your business plan to sell? It was like 2 and 4. And so I said, okay, so you don't need all the for sale by owners in DFW. You just need about 10 that you're nurturing and 2 that will sign with you. So if you built relationships with 10, and maybe they're the nicest 10, right? And that was your pool of for sale by owners that you're calling every week and adding value to, what is the likelihood? I would say probably 20% that they will list with you versus going ahead and selling it on their own. So really, when you're calling and prospecting for sale by owners, you're just asking for permission to follow up and stay in touch. And the nice ones are the ones that you want to put in your brevity and stay in touch with and follow up with. And so then it just becomes about your pond of 10 and nurturing and loving on those and providing value. We have somebody in our office that even provides a free staging appointment. She is a stager. So she'll go over and say, we offer a free staging appointment if you'll, hear 15 minutes about what our team does if you decide to list it. So it's really just about loving on and nurturing those 10. You're not intimidated by all the for sale by owners in Dallas Fort Worth.
I like that. Your pond of 10. Like, if you have 2, 4, 5 FSBOs on your 2021 business plan that you want to close, that was gold right there. All you're looking for is a pond of 10. Don't get overwhelmed with how many there are. Don't get overwhelmed with mojo. Don't get overall. You're looking for your pond of 10 that you're nurturing throughout the year. And when one sells, you got to get another one into your pond. Anything else from anybody else on the call this morning before we wrap it up?
Well, I'd just like to say that we have agents who are seeing success doing that with expireds too. A lot of us have like a desired market area, right? And so anything that expires in an area where you want to be, maybe with a higher price point, closer to your home, right? Nurture those people and just like blow them up till they list with you or they die.
I love it. I love it. Anybody else?
One question, sorry. Oh, sorry.
It's okay, Maribel.
Sorry. Can we also say, like, for example, in Expire, when they say, bring me a buyer, I was thinking, well, if I bring you a buyer, I'm representing him. So I'm going to fight for the best price and the best value instead of representing you for getting the most money.
And that is a fact, right? Because when we work for the buyer, we are absolutely negotiating for the buyer. How do you guys handle that? Valencia, Jordan, Casey, anybody, Elizabeth?
Adelina, can you repeat the objection?
Do you ever bring up let's say I said I'm a for sale by owner and I said, you know what, just bring me a buyer, and then my objection handler would be, well, I mean, I'd love to bring you a buyer, and if I bring you the buyer, I am handling and representing the buyer and working in their best interest, negotiating in their best interest. Do you guys ever bring that portion up at all when you're scripting?
Yeah, and the way the response is, Adelina, just so I hear you correctly, you're okay with paying me to represent a buyer, but you don't want to pay me to represent you? You're okay with spending money so I can make and save the buyer money, but you don't want to pay the money to make money? Is that what you're saying, Adelina?
Oh, I like that. Okay, Valencia, you have a major case.
Hey, Adelina, have you ever been through a divorce?
I have not, thankfully.
Do you know anybody who's ever been through it?
Yes.
Do you know anybody who's ever been through a divorce?
I do know a lot of people.
Did they hire their own attorney, or did they work with their spouse's attorney and hope that it was fair?
Correct. They definitely hired their own.
The link came with me.
Point made. Maribel, that was really good. I love where you were going with it. Thank you everyone on this call. I'm gonna get this call as soon as it stops recording this morning. I'm gonna get it out to you this morning so that you can get on it and use it, because there's a lot of gold. You guys, can't thank you guys enough. I'll let you guys go because it's Thursday. You guys have a lot of work to do, some lead generation time happening, and because you've got 60 million already pending, and it sounds like we're only doing more and more. So I love it for you. I'll see you next week. It's gonna be our last one of the entire year. Kind of crazy to think about, and I will be excited to see you then. Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Okay, thanks, Alina.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.